payroll input. Okay. Any questions before moving on to that? Okay. So we're going to talk about loan payment, loan repayment. So now we are into new tenant, which is provided by our organizer. So I will go to one of the employee and see what is the current payroll status of those employees. Good. We have one pay result. What is this pay result? Is in calculation status is in progress. That's good. We can test for this employee. Okay. 1/1/2019. As usual, I'm going to create, let me open the new tab. So we're going to test our loan payments and loan repayments. The first, I'm going to create a loan payment, which is an earning. Okay. So create earning. Let's name it as AMD loan, loan payment code, AMD loan, country restrict to USA, effective date 1/1/2019. Sorry, run category regular. Worker eligibility, as we discussed, payroll input, one time. Just a second. So payroll input one time exists for pay component. So let me set the right value. Let me try this. As I said, calculation, though it is Workday delivered or we created, it's always not a standard one. So it's like hit and try until we'll get some experience on this. Okay. So just quick recap. So in the last session, we stuck here, right? We're testing and we run into errors. We're not able to proceed further, right? So I am starting again. I'm creating a loan payment, loan repayment once. First, we'll test loan payment, payroll input, and then we'll proceed with loan repayment if the payroll input successfully works. Okay.
Okay, so wait, the loan payment is when the company is paying the employee for the loan they requested.
Yes, ma'am. Not
Okay, so
mandatory
it gets set up as an earning.
Yeah, because loan you are giving to an employee is an earning. So
got it. And then the loan repayment will be a deduction.
right, loan repayment is nothing but a deduction because we are deducting from an employee's paycheck. Correct.
Yeah, just wanted to.
Yeah, that's right.
Sure about that. Okay.
No problem. So let's proceed. Then put this for the run category. And to be safer side, I will start one more OR condition. Payroll input. Pay component. Okay. So calculation, search for payroll input, Remember, any amount which is not part of employee regular compensation, any amount if you would like to process ad hoc basis, salary advance, or loan payments. So we can process the payroll input amount allowed, and then scroll up, non-effective dated, gross, add to gross. So one point I would like to highlight, especially when we are working on the payroll input, is whenever you payroll input, you can process hours, you can process amount as well. Whenever you select the checkbox input amount allowed, then only your payroll input is available to select. If you not select input amount allowed, you cannot process the amount. Let me explain where exactly this will help. Once enable the checkbox, save this, record, go to the worker whom would like to test, to Mr. John Chen. We will go and test for that employee. So let's add the payroll input. There are two ways to add the payroll input for an employee. Okay, sorry, three ways to add. One is input. Another one is we can also assign directly through worker. Payroll add input. Okay, or the third option, task. Okay, either of the options will work. Let me go through the task. Workers only for one employee, Mr. John Chen. Start date 1/1/2019. End date. Let me select his 5th month 01/15/2019, since it's a semi-monthly. And here search for your loan payment, the 1 week count. What I'm saying is, if you not select the checkbox input amount allowed, you cannot select the pay component here. It won't display. If you're not able to see the payroll input here, which means you have not set the checkbox payroll input amount allowed. Okay. So it's a one-time, no right processing through the regular payroll. We are not processing ad hoc basis, nor with some what you call off cycle. Regular run category I'm processing. Okay. Select okay. Right. Now let's discuss these values as well. Batch ID is not applicable if you're processing this payroll input for one employee. Batch ID is required if you're processing this payroll input for a group of employees. For example, in 1 month, loan payment is requested by 50 employees. I cannot go manually for each employee to assign this payroll input. So I need a inbound EAB. So I can load with the help of an inbound EAB. While I'm loading, I can create a batch ID. So advantage of the batch ID is, by any chance I want to remove the payroll inputs or delete the payroll inputs for all 50 employees, this ID is helpful for me. Batch ID is a unique value. It helps to remove the payroll input from the worker profile. Positions. How position is required for payroll input? I'm directly giving to the worker. I have an employee name. Any idea or any guess why position data is required here?
If the employee is having multiple positions, in that case, for which position we want to give this loan payment or for
exactly right. If the employee has multiple positions, we need to select. If you see this one plus one, another one plus sign, which means employee is in 2 positions. Currently, this employee in 1 position, primary. I no need to select. By default, system will process. Employee also part of 1 company, so I no need to select this value. Scroll to the
But
right side.
if they had 2 positions, you would select both, or
We
no?
must have to select one. We have to select 1 position for which you are processing. Okay.
But if they had two positions.
Mhm.
How do you know which one to pick?
That customer has to tell you, are you going to process for primary position? Are you going to process for secondary position? The customer has to tell. We have to tell the customer, hey, Mr. John Chen is in two positions. So would you like to process for primary or secondary? Hey, Kiran, how I will know which is primary or which is secondary? If the employee has two positions, here general counsel is there, right? There will be a plus sign here, prefix plus sign. If you see a plus sign, which means that is a primary position. Another one is secondary position. This is customer has to inform us. Okay. Any questions on that?
And so the loan repayment would come
Mhm.
back out of that position salary. Is that right? I mean,
Right.
is that right? Okay. And you would have to do it that way. If you did the input against position one, you would do the repayment against position one.
Right. That's true.
Okay.
Both should be in sync. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And scroll down.
I have one more question now.
Yes. Yeah.
Here, add payroll input by worker. We are selecting one employee and we are doing this process. So in the coming classes, we will come
I'm
to
going to
know.
group of employees. That is called EAB. You remember through assigned pay group, we done one EAB?
Yes.
Similar to that, we do have an EAB for payroll input. I will explain later sessions. Okay.
This is for one employee while we are running the payroll. But still, the system is asking us what is the batch input.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. And in payroll, wherever you see work tax, remember this is coming from financials, Workday financials. So Workday financials also would like to track from which cost center they want to process this. What is that? This loan amount. Or Workday financial wants to know, is this a loan 1, loan 2, or loan 3? So these are the custom work tax created by financial people. Okay. So don't bother about this. It's not going to impact anything on payroll. These are just a reference value for financial system. It's a free text for
Right.
Workday.
But do you have to put that there?
No, not mandatory. If you are using in-house Workday financials and the amount has been processing from Workday financial, you may require to select the financial people. Let us know. We are not the decision makers here.
Okay.
Yeah. So not mandatory. That's why it's not a mandatory field. Okay. Select the arrow here.
Can we add more than 2 loans at a time?
Of course, we can add 2 payroll inputs. We can process by selecting 2 rows.
Okay, then processing option is override and adjustment. So
No. Please don't go with that. Processing options is a one time. Please ignore these values. Okay. Please, I'm not doing any adjustments, not even overriding. When it is override, I already gave a payroll input $10,000, and the next month I'm gonna give $10,100. I'm overriding the 10,000 to 10,100. So that's the reason by default it will pick up override. But please remember a point. It's a one time. We are not overriding. First time we are giving, right? We are not overriding. So this is ignore this one, please. By default, the system will pick up override. Okay.
if the employee already paid, can we maybe, sorry if I'm in advance, after this. Because my doubt is like already if the employee has given 10,000 based on the requirement, monthly the amount has to deduct some $500 or $1,000 something, we will give the option.
Right.
So if the employee paid by himself and we have to process through the payroll, can we do the such type of option?
Overrides. Yes, of course. For example, in 1 month, the employee agreed to pay $500. Then after the employee agreed, no, it's taking quite a long time. I will happy to pay $5,000, which means you are overriding 500 to 1,000.
Yes.
Correct? So
Yeah.
at this moment, no. Okay, good point. So let's assume we are processing 10,000 US dollars. I can also enter the comment. Something like manager root process 10K loan amount. That's all. Okay. Only worry that I must see this payroll input at worker profile. Same thing happen again. Once you assign any payroll input, it should display here. But for this worker, what is the gap? So it will display as a row here. So it's not displaying. Security issue. Okay, let's see the pay results. If you have pay results in progress to requires recalculation, status has changed. Identified there is a payroll input for this employee in this pay period. But let's see, let's process it. Redaction of the pay result. Pay calc, recalculate. 13,000. It's processed. I can see some difference in the amount. Earlier it is 13,000 employee gross. Now it is increased to 10,000 extra. Scroll down on the compensation page. You must see under earnings, the loan amount must be processed, $10,000. Now we'll go to the employee pay slip to view whether this amount is assigned under gross or not. Related actions, pay result, view pay slip. Scroll down. Perfect. Any questions, man, on how to process a loan payment through payroll input?
If you don't mind, could you please repeat why we have not seen before and now that point?
Could be one reason I'm thinking is security reasons where we can't access. I'm thinking until we don't know. Second reason might be we are giving a past date. It's almost 3-4 years. Could be that is also reason. But system is identifying and processing. That is one good thing.
Okay, this is
Let's.
a future date you have given.
No. Past date, not future date. 2019 we are testing.
Okay, in a Friday's test case, we have not seen the amount in the payroll results, right? So now,
Exactly. Now we are able to see. Yeah.
so what is the option that makes us difference?
Actually, the trend what we are using is different here. The trend what I used is different that time. So now going forward, we are going to use this trend. It's working as expected clearly. Okay.
Okay.
But let me see. Since it's processed, I would like to see the new input has been. As in, I think it's something related to security. Okay, this is loan payment. We tested, we processed $10,000. Now, let's talk about loan repayment. So, employee has availed the loan of $10,000 and employee agreed to pay $1,000, $1,000 per pay frequency, which means semi-monthly. Okay, So $1,000 he's going to pay from his paycheck. Basically, whenever the employee avails the loan, there will be a freezing period, which means 1 or 2 months. You no need to repay. From third month onwards, he can repay. But here we are gonna, just since we are testing to understand, we are gonna process the deduction on the same date. Okay, deduction we are gonna process on the same date. And also, I would like to request one thing here. Remember, the current calculation status is in progress. Okay, in progress. Now let's create a deduction to process the loan repayment. So create deduction, a simple basic deduction. The complex one, 401k, we will discuss in upcoming sessions. Name, AMD, sorry, AMD and okay, AMD loan repayment. Country USA. Same 112019 regular. Same again. Who is eligible? Now we are going to deduct this loan repayment from the employee. Is it one time or ongoing?
Depends on the requirement. Some clients will allow one time and some clients may be ongoing.
Definitely. So, but here I'm clearly mentioning $1,000 semi-monthly or semi-monthly. Ongoing or one time?
Ongoing.
Right. Ongoing, right? 1,000. He is not going to pay 10,000 lump sum at a time. He's going to pay $1,000 per pay frequency. Ongoing monthly. Sorry guys. Ongoing exists for pay component. And let me select one more. Let's go with one so that it's good to test as well. Calculation remains same. Payroll input. The most easiest earning or deduction is payroll input related. Amount allowed. Scroll up. Basic configuration. Now it's a deduction, right? Currently we are creating deduction, not gross. So I have two options to select here, either pre-tax or post-tax. So this deduction is pre-tax or post-tax?
Post-tax.
Post-tax, right? It's not a life insurance or health care or a 401k. Okay, it's a post-tax amount, not pre-tax amount. What is the difference between post and pre? We will discuss in a second after testing. Post-tax. So search for that's all. Now go to the employee, Mr. John Chen. Go to his redaction, payroll, add input. Same one again. AM deduction we need to select loan repayment. Start date 1/1 090. It's ongoing. I'm not giving any end date. Whenever the last EMI employee is paying, that time I will update the end date. Okay. No override nor adjustment along with the regular run category. I'm deducting. So, okay. Same details. $1,000. Here we can give a comment. Recurring reduction. $1,000. Okay. Now, once I add the payroll input, I will navigate to the employee pay results, see the payroll status. Earlier it is in progress. Now it has changed to request recalculation. So please remember ability whenever the payroll is in progress, and if you perform any changes to an employee, you added a deduction, you're doing some adjustment, or you're adding some additional amount, Workday has the ability to identify, hey, this employee requires a recalculation. Because during in progress itself, there are some certain changes has been applied. Okay. Fine, let's test it. Go to the pay results, pay results related actions, pay calc, recalc. If you see $1,000 is deducted here, $16,251, which means the deduction is successfully processed. Let's see. I can see $1,000 has been reduced. Let's see. Scroll down. Loan payment, loan repayment under post-tax section. Additional taxes, other taxes. Okay, let's see on the payslip. Credit action, pay calc, pay result, view payslip. So it's 1 second. Let me recalculate it once. Action, pay result, view payslip. Scroll down to the post-tax section. Okay. Any questions on loan repayment? Okay, one question I have is, so on the payslip, we are able to see AMD loan repayment. Okay, so let me show the PDF format also. Let's spend some time on the payslip. I have access. This is how when we take the printout, it looks. Post-tax. Okay, my question is, how to override the name? If the customer say, I don't want to display AMD loan repayment, I want to mention like a recurring repayment or a recurring loan repayment. Customer has a requirement, they don't want to display AMD loan repayment.
You can do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can set the memo codes the way the client wants them to read.
right. So navigate to the deduction, edit deduction. Two options on payslip also we can change that I will explain during our payslip config. Now we have an option here, default payslip name. So I'm going to say it as recurring. Okay. Now to test it, let me rerun the payroll for worker. Mr. John Chen is here. I'm going to recalculate so that it's a kind of a refresh to bring the new value. Let's see on the payslip itself. Scroll down. Okay. If any customer said, I don't want to proceed with the deduction or earning name, can I display something, some different value in the payslip? Of course, we can do that with the help of this a default payslip name. Any questions, ma'am, here? Okay. Now let me explain the payslip also. Payslip configuration, we have separate topic. Sorry, any questions? Okay.
Nope.
Okay. If you can scroll up. This is the payslip design. Two things here when we're talking about payslips. Workday delivered payslip, standard template. Another one is customer specific template. If any customer said, hey, I don't want to proceed with this payslip name, payslip design, I want something different. I want to display earnings one corner, deductions in another corner, paid benefits in another corner, something like that. Then remember, this is not this cannot be done by the functional guy. We need BIRT tool expert here. We need
A BERT expert?
yes, ma'am.